My name is Naval Ravikant, and I didn't become wealthy by chasing money. I became wealthy by learning how to think. This isn't a story about stocks or investments in the traditional sense. It's about the mental models that build fortunes. I grew up in New Delhi in a household filled with books, arguments, and ideas. We didn't have much money, but we had an infinite supply of curiosity. My childhood was less about what we owned and more about what we could learn. That environment planted a seed in me, the understanding that true power doesn't come from a bank account, but from the quality of your thoughts. When my family and I came to America, everything felt unfamiliar. A new country, a new language, a whole new set of rules to navigate. It was a culture shock, a complete reset. But amidst all that change, one fundamental rule remained constant. A truth that transcended borders and backgrounds: knowledge is leverage. I became obsessed with reading. I devoured books on every topic imaginable: science, psychology, philosophy, history, economics. My goal wasn't just to memorize facts for a test. I was trying to understand the operating system of life itself. I wanted to see the underlying principles that govern why things happen the way they do, why people behave the way they do. Each book was a piece of a larger puzzle, a new lens through which to view the world. This wasn't about formal education. It was about self-education, a relentless pursuit of understanding. After college, I found myself in the heart of innovation, Silicon Valley. I arrived with no connections, no special status, and absolutely no certainty about my future. It was intimidating. Everyone seemed to have an edge. But I had one advantage that I slowly began to realize was my superpower. I wasn't afraid to build something from nothing. I wasn't afraid of the risk of failure, because I saw it as a data point, an opportunity to learn. Startups became my arena. This was where ideas were forged into reality, where you could test your understanding of the world in real time. I co-founded AngelList, which became my platform to connect founders with capital, democratizing the process of building new companies. Investing became my language. It wasn't about gambling on hot trends. It was about understanding people, their desires, their problems. I was fortunate to invest early in companies like Uber, Twitter, and Wish, along with dozens more. People often ask me how I predicted their success. The truth is, I couldn't predict the future any more than anyone else. But I focused on understanding the fundamentals of human nature and markets. What problems were these companies solving? Were they creating something people genuinely wanted? Wealth, I discovered, is a byproduct of solving problems at scale. The money isn't the goal, it's the result of creating value for others. But here's the most important lesson I learned along the way. Many people chase wealth, hoping it will bring them happiness. Others pursue happiness, often neglecting the practicalities of building a stable life. I found that most people fail because they chase one without the other. They are two sides of the same coin. Happiness is a byproduct of understanding yourself. Wealth is a byproduct of solving problems for others. You need both internal clarity and external value creation. The key to breaking free from the rat race, I realized, is to escape competition through authenticity. Instead of trying to be better than someone else at their game, I learned to play my own game, a game only I could play. This meant leveraging my unique skills, my specific knowledge, and my genuine passions. I learned to build wealth through leverage. And in the modern age, there are new forms of leverage that are permissionless and incredibly powerful. Code is leverage. You can write software that works for you while you sleep. Media is leverage. You can create content like this video that reaches thousands of people without you being physically present. And capital, of course, is the oldest form of leverage. Money that can be put to work to generate more. On a personal level, I had to learn how to separate desire from need. Society constantly tells us we need more: the latest gadget, the bigger house, the fancier title. But most of these are just desires, not true needs. Desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. By reducing my desires, I reduced my potential for suffering. I learned to find peace in the present moment rather than constantly seeking it in the future. This meant reducing my attachment to outcomes, to opinions, to material possessions. Today, you'll hear me speak more about peace and happiness than I do about profits. Why? Because I've learned that the greatest riches aren't financial. They are internal. The ability to be calm, to be present, to be content with what you have, that is true wealth. Financial freedom is important, but it's a tool. It's a means to an end. And that end should be a peaceful mind and a happy life. The world will tell you to be ambitious, to hustle, to climb the ladder. And there's a place for that. But don't forget to build your inner world with the same intensity. Meditate, read, spend time in nature, cultivate your relationships, learn about yourself. My journey wasn't a straight line. It was filled with mistakes, with learning, with constant recalibration. But every step was guided by that initial principle I learned as a kid. knowledge is leverage. But it's a specific kind of knowledge, not just about the world, but about yourself. I'm Naval Ravikant, and while the world may know me for my investments, the real wealth I found was wisdom. It was the journey from chasing success to finding peace. And that is a journey available to every single one of us. Thank you for watching. If these ideas resonate with you, follow along for more.